They've made, I keep saying, they've made a lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah, that's a great place. We go down there. They're great people.
So wrapping it up with Blair before we go to the break, we're going to talk to Mike Marietta. He's with the Co-Brand Company. He's going to give us some summer wines discoveries. How do we get a hold of El Cholo Cafe, and what are your hours and going forward? What are we doing? Let's just talk about the next 2 weeks. Forget about Christmas and catering.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a few
let's
months.
put it on the shelf. Well, the phone number here is 626-795-5800. The website's www.elcholopasadena.com. I'll give it my cell. People are going to get a hold of me, 626-376-3703. And our hours right now, we're closed Mondays, which will probably last about a month.
All right.
We use a day for deep cleaning, and also it's scheduled to staff to give them a day off. It's been stressful for them to come back to work. And like I mentioned earlier, we shorten our hours. We open 11:30 instead of 11. We close an hour earlier.
And as I've suggested the last 3 weeks, anytime that we give out information here on Go Country 105, call the restaurant first because it's changing. Go onto their website. Ever evolving. It's changing all the time. So check it out, El Cholo Cafe. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, let's talk about those, what did I say? What did I call them? Believe it. You ready? Now here we go. Now let's see if this works, Blair. Believe it or not. I sound like Vincent Price. All right, everybody, it's Go Country 105. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Where's the best place to buy your meats for home cooking? The Local Butcher, of course. What's my favorite brand of beef? That's easy. It's Harris Ranch. I first discovered Harris Ranch's great steaks many years ago at their award-winning restaurant in Coalinga in Fresno County. Hi, everybody. It's Peter Dills. And when I'm barbecuing at home with friends, it's always Harris Ranch beef. Their cattle are raised right here in California. Talk about local and California grown. That's Harris Ranch. Harris Ranch has been ranching here in California since 1937, delivering their cuts of beef locally. This gourmet beef is available at many fine butcher shops, including Huntington Meats at the Farmers Market and Jim's Fallbrook Market in Woodland Hills. Truly, for a restaurant experience at home, I recommend Harris Ranch beef. Always grass-raised and grain-finished. For the complete list of restaurants and butchers that carry the Harris Ranch label and cooking tips, go to harrisranchbeef.com. And if you're up in Fresno County, make sure you stop by the ranch and tell them Peter Dill sent you.
So there I am, stuck at home for what felt like an eternity. But you know what? I put that time to good use, like by cleaning my grill, sweeping my patio, and getting ready to finally get the old gang back together again for some summer barbecue fun. Because that's what the best hostesses do. They prepare. So for whatever summer throws at you this year, Smart & Final has you and all your amigos covered with the variety they need at the value you love. Get the best deals delivered right to you by shopping online at smartandfinal.com. Smart & Final. One trip and that's it.
The Golden Opportunity Sales event is going on right now at Longo Lexus. Get 0% APR financing on all new 2020 Lexus models. With over 500 new and used vehicles in stock, Longo Lexus has the perfect Lexus for you. Shop us online at longolexus.com and happy 4th of July weekend.
You have got to get to Gladstone's, smack dab in the middle of Southern California, in the thriving little hamlet of Long Beach, overlooking the Queen Mary. Gladstone's. Why? Well, seeker of wisdom, truth, and gustatorial delights, the mere fact that you honor the world with your magnificent presence is reason enough to revel with abandon in the freshest and most tantalizing provisions from the fertile plains and the briny deep at Gladstone's. Feed your happy little fakes mouth-watering laughter from the seven seas. Clam chowder so delicious, George Washington would swim the ocean for. Salmon so scrumptious, it might kiss you. Specials every day, and all at a price that won't bust the budget. Yes, I'm talking to you. It's the just reward for you being you. You have got to get to Gladstone's, smack dab in the middle of Southern California, in the thriving little hamlet of Long Beach, overlooking the Queen Mary. Gladstone's.
We're back from the break. It's Peter Dills. It's a little bit after 8:30. Good morning, everybody. Lori Allen's coming up at 9 o'clock, playing America's great country classics. Thanks to Blair Salisbury for hosting us this morning at the El Cholo Cafe here in Pasadena. Didn't have to drive out to West LA. Hey, if you own a restaurant, a winery, a hotel, anything that we can do to help get the word out, Go Country 105. If you have enough repetition. We have over 1 million individual listeners every single month, and I'm sure they'd love to hear about your restaurant or what you've got going on. And the rates are reasonable right now, Turtle.
Yeah.
We're not giving it away like...
you're giving me away.
Yeah, we'll bring the dog. If you want us to do a live remote, we'll bring our dog Spot next time. How's that?
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, do you remember the dog Spot?
I don't.
Oh, okay. Then you don't remember Cal Worthington.
I do. Oh, his dog Spot.
His dog Spot.
Okay, I thought
which was
he had a dog. I'm like, when
which
did we
was
ever
a
get
lion or a rhinoceros.
Right.
Speaking of a rhinoceros, that's our first Believe It or Not. Did you know that if a rhinoceros was able to open his mouth all the way, he could fit a small sports car in his mouth?
I can't even fit a sandwich in my mouth.
It's not a rhinoceros, it's a hippo. I screwed up already. I screwed up on the gig. All right. Boo, boo, boo. All right, Mike Marietta is here. He is with the Co-Brand Company. First of all, tell us what the Co-Brand Company is. Is it an importer? Is it a distiller? What is Co-Brand?
So, Peter, thanks for having me this morning. I work for the Co-Brand Corporation, like Peter was saying. We are a family-owned company. We are an importer and marketing company for fine wines and spirits from all over the world. We represent a huge portfolio. We have about 70 different brands from all over the world. France, Italy. We have some sake, New Zealand, South America, California, all over the place.
You got Malbec. You got the Norton Malbec.
Got some Norton.
If I'm looking for inexpensive wine that tastes good, the Malbec from Norton is
definitely a great value for you there.
Yeah.
We have Cake Bread Winery, Champagne Taitinger, which I have here, Maison Louis Jadot. It goes on and on. But all of our properties are family owned and operated from all over the world, similar to our company, and we've been around for 76 years now, going strong.
Okay, so you're an importer, then. That's what you mentioned, all the places that you bring in wines from. How do you guys select the wines? How do you guys make a deal? And what is your position? I mean, your card says basically Mike Marietta. You are a sommelier?
I am. I'm a certified sommelier, which is a level 2 with the quartermaster sommeliers.
Yeah.
I am the Los Angeles and Central Coast district manager, so I handle kind of the day-to-day sales for a big majority of Southern California.
So you're a salesman.
I'm a salesman.
We are all salesmen. I don't care if you're Blair Salisbury selling guacamole by the table. We're all salesmen. In a perfect world, we could just go on this show, Turtle, and talk on and on about great restaurants.
Would you consider yourself a salesman?
Salesman, yes, that's the new. That's my new title.
What would be your day-to-day activities then? Besides coming on the show, I first met you at the Santa Anita racetrack where you were pouring.
I was doing a cake bread wine dinner.
Yeah,
Did
excellent.
some cake bread and Domaine Carneros there.
Right.
So that's a big part of my job is I host wine dinners in conjunction with different restaurants all over the Southern California area. But I also, during normal times, I call on restaurants, hotels, fine wine shops, and show them our portfolio and.
Okay, your portfolio. Off the top of my head, you said 70. I could St. Francis.
From California, we have St. Francis, Domaine Carneros, Sequoia Grove, Cake Bread Cellars.
I've had the Chardonnay. I've had the Chardonnay Sequoia Grove. If you are into Chardonnays, it's about $38 at Vaughn's, but it is well worth it. And the Cabernet is about $45. Sequoia Grove. That's Rutherford.
Yep, right in Central Rutherford.
Did I do my homework?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I've often said I was the wine writer for the Pasadena Star News for 4 years. I've often said that Domaine Carneros is the closest that I've had of a sparkling wine to champagne. I've said this ad nauseum, but I'll say it again. You cannot be called champagne unless you're from the region of Champagne. But Domaine Carneros, I'll tell you, it's $28 to $32 at your local fine retailers. But that is about as close as I can get to a real champagne.
So that's made luckily here in our home state of California. It's actually owned by Champagne Taitinger, so it's a project by them.
It says it right there on the...
Yep, Domaine Carneros by Taitinger. So that's why it has that similar flavor profile. It's made the same way. The secondary fermentation happens in the bottle where it gives it that sparkle, which just helps give it that stronger effervescence. Smaller bubbles have a lot more bubbles in them versus when you have something like Prosecco or other California sparkling wines. It's bigger bubbles and less of them.
You know, I did this Instagram video for one of my sponsors, which is
the Corona
Hard Seltzer. You can go to coronacocktailbook.com. They have a recipe that called for Prosecco. and I substituted the domain Carneros. On Instagram.
Yeah.
Go on Instagram, you'll see
It's there.
that I have the bottle of $8 Prosecco, and I said, no, we're going to upgrade this to domain Carneros. Now, was I wasting $30 sparkling wine on something like that?
No. It's a journey. It's a flavor journey, Peter.
Well, anyway, so
you weren't using the whole bottle.
Well, you didn't see the video then, because I'm sipping this and no. Anyway, the products are good. So St. Francis Winery, up in Santa Rosa.
Santa Rosa, correct.
Santa Rosa. You know what Santa Rosa is famous for? Anybody in the audience? What is Santa Rosa famous for? Charles Schultz's hometown, and there's still to this day a museum in Santa Rosa. You can go to the Charles Schultz Museum, and there's this ice rink and the whole deal there.
That's cool.
So go wine tasting in Santa Rosa and go ice skating. Which one would you want to do first?
Oh, probably wine tasting first.
Wine tasting first and then ice skating?
Yeah, it'd be more exciting.
So that you can go break your hip, right? Over there ice skating. Anyway, it's Peter Dills. It is Go Country 105. We're talking to Mike Marietta. Marietta. I love that name. What is that? Is that Italian?
It's I get that a lot, but it's actually Mexican.
It's a city.
It's a city in the Temecula area. They spell it wrong, though. They only have one T.
Yeah,
Mine has two.
Yours is spelled right. Anyway, we're talking wine. We're talking fun stuff. All right, it's summer. First day today, Sunday morning, and it's going to be about 92, 93 degrees. Well, at least up here where we live in Pasadena. Any suggestions for some? I've got one. Well, you're the expert. Cake bread Sauvignon Blanc by the pool.
It'd be delicious. That's what I'm drinking. That's what I'll be drinking this Sunday at my pool.
Yeah.
It's a little Sauvignon Blanc. I'll probably start with some bubbles, though.
Yeah.
Probably a bottle of Domaine Carneros, so then I'll move into some Sauvignon Blanc or maybe a nice Provence Rosé.
I just discovered this Sauvignon Blanc, and it is good stuff. It is good pool drinking wine. He had mentioned Provence. Your AIX
X-Rosé.
Yeah. X-Rosé was just named top 10 rosé of Provence, and I was impressed because I go to the Vons and Pavilions to buy it, and half the time it's sold out.
We just rolled into the new 2019 vintage. This is actually the first vintage that we at Co-Brand are representing, and it is delicious. Super happy and proud to be supporting this new brand.
I remember years ago, the ladies would love Chardonnay.
Yeah.
The Orange County ladies, I call it. Chardonnay all day.
Well, it was Chardonnay.
And then it became, then they went to Champagne, and then they went to Rosé. And it's just like, what? How do you go from Champagne to Rosé? But there are just different classes of Rosé. So if you say, hey, honey, when you're at the supermarket, get a bottle of rosé. No. Because I'm not going to mention names, but there's some $7 like upscale white Zinfandels, basically,
right,
for about $7. But to get a nice rosé, you got